Tell us you're recording.
I'm recording.
Like,
right now.
Have you got any tunes you want to play? You normally have like a song going at the beginning of every episode, man.
Yeah.
So what was it last week? It was like NWO, and the week before that it was a bit of Wycliffe. You started unprepared.
Okay, you're liking this now.
Unprepared.
Nah, before you were like, cut the beginning down, cut it down.
Well, I'm just worried about us
Cut that
getting,
cunt
you know,
down.
taken off of YouTube, like, or copyright deals and all that kind of stuff.
It's early days, man.
All right.
Is that how it works? But if they, because obviously YouTube sense, well, no, they sense check all your videos before you upload them.
Yeah, they do.
And then if they sense anything,
Well, the thing is that
Well, we're
there's
not-
certain things that are protected by fair use. So I
Yeah.
think if you just let the song play,
Yeah.
they'll think that you're trying to copy the song.
Yeah.
But we're talking over the top of it. We've got other stuff, and then we dim it down.
Yeah.
We don't leave it playing for a long time.
Yeah.
so we're safe, is what you're saying.
So we should be safe. Yes,
All right.
we can contest it.
So what song are you going to play?
What song am I gonna play?
I've come in your left field, didn't I? When you're figuring that out, welcome to episode number 24. Here's
Is
your
it
camera,
24 now?
24.
Wait. Hang on. We actually just introed now.
Well, yeah, we're intro now. Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to. Well, when you're figuring it out, so you think about what song you want to play. In the meantime, welcome to episode 24 with Ad.
Me and myself, JD. Me. I don't know why I started there.
Jay.
Hey Jay.
You kind of looked at me with
absolute bollocks.
You looked
man.
at me with like a sort of like a look, and it felt like you put me right on the spot.
The same look I give you every week, which is just to
Just can you get the fuck out now?
say your name.
Yeah.
J-Dog.
And I appear. Oh, I appeared before I said my name, so it's all good.
Do we have a song, or is it not going to happen?
No.
Right.
There's no
next
point
week,
now, is
AJ,
there?
you come
We've already
prepared. You
started.
come prepared, and you come correct next week.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
You come correct.
No, I feel like I'm getting
Usually-
told off by my dad.
Usually at the beginning, he's like, "Can you stop playing music and can we just start talking now?"
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
total rubbish.
Every week.
That's total rubbish.
Every week.
He wants
No.
he wants no vibes. He just wants he wants no foreplay. He's just
Strictly
business.
Strictly business.
That's complete and utter
No enjoyment.
BS. That's the most load of BS I've ever
Adam
heard.
Yusuf.
You know what I mean? That's
How you doing,
rubbish,
man?
mate.
How you doing?
All good, boys.
Busy week?
All good, boys. Yeah, it has been a busy week, to be fair. It's been a bit of a... yeah, well, it has been for me. We could potentially be moving premises, maybe.
Yeah, potentially.
Or
We'll
could
see.
potentially be moving house. I put an offer in on a house.
The Ted's headquarters is moving, man.
Yeah, but Ted's isn't going to die. I'm going to take everything that's in here and just move it to a new and better and improved premises.
Okay,
That's what we're going to do.
interesting.
Might be a little bit, if it happens, this is all very much an if, but it could be a little bit disruptive, but we will find a way.
We'll figure it out.
Where
That's
there
it.
is a will.
We might have to
There is a
might have to shoot a few episodes in somebody's kitchen for a while, and we'll just literally we'll put the neon, like we'll just rest it up against a chair or something.
Yeah. That's a shout, actually.
Yeah, we'll always have
Big
that
shout.
with us, and we'll have The Rock and Stone Cold and the UFC gloves with us.
We could do some good ones as the weather's picking up as well. We could do some nice outdoorsy thing, as long as we don't get too much fuck up with the sound.
Yeah.
we could do.
And we are in
could do
England
that.
as well, so weather permitting as well.
We'll make it work.
Yeah.
What about you boys?
Yeah, busy week for me. Just been working and
You've been working?
doing life, basically.
That's good. It's about time you started working properly.
Oh, cheers, mate.
That's
Thank
good,
you.
mate. Well done.
Thank you.
What did you want to be when you were younger?
I wanted to be in the army, and then I wanted to be a fireman, and then
Jesus Christ.
and then I just didn't. Oh, didn't.
You being in the army will concern me straight away. I don't think I'll trust you to defend our country. To be, I think
Thanks,
we'd be
man.
in deep shit. And then a fireman, if there was a fire at my house and you turned up with a hose, I'd be even more concerned.
Oh, thanks, man. That's so nice of you.
Jado, I need you to start biting again, man. I wish you'd start biting
Why
again.
would I get angry at you on a podcast?
I don't know. I just enjoy it. I enjoy winding you up. What about you, AJ, man? What did you want to be when you were younger? You want to be a DJ, innit?
Yeah, that was actually one of them.
You'd be a failed one, though, because you can't even come up with a song to start the podcast.
Nah, you just put me on the spot, man. Normally I'd have something in mind, but we weren't even sure what topic we were going to start with, to be fair. So
That's true.
Left me a little bit open.
Did you ever have to do that thing at school? Like, I remember back in the day, I think there was a period, I think it was like year one.
Yeah.
You had to go up in front of your year group and like present what you wanted to be when you were older.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, it
Yeah.
would have been like, well, no. Back in the day, our imaginations would have been like, I want to be a footballer, or
Yeah.
I want to be a spaceman, or an astronaut, I want to be Barbie, shit like that. But like, as you get older, you realise I can't fucking be a spaceman. I get dizzy on a little roundabout in the park, mate.
Yeah.
Like,
Your dreams and aspirations become a bit more grounded.
yeah.
It just it's always what it like when you start getting into the real world and you start realizing what that actually entails to actually become that thing. It's just like it's not as glamorous. Even probably some of the things that we talk about on this show, being a fucking wrestler or an MMA person, it's like doing some of the stuff that they have to do just to be prepared, or doing promos and
that weight cut
just stuff like that.
Looks brutal every time.
Do you know what I said I wanted to be when I was younger in front of my entire year group?
You said you wanted to be a wrestler.
I said I wanted to be the WWF champion.
Oh wow!
Oh, I had that dream as well.
I presented that. I was like, I want to be the WWF champion of the world. I said that in year 1 in front of everybody. And then literally for the rest of that year, I was known as like the wrestling kid.
The wrestling kid. He's the wrestling kid. You leave him alone.
Mate.
Okay, while we're on that subject, right? Okay,
Go on.
If you were to pursue that,
Yes.
right, what would your style be? What would your
Lucha.
if you were going to build your character? Say
Yep.
if you're just building your character on 2K, which you also bought this weekend.
Yes.
I saw you. We'll talk about
Nice.
that as well.
Yes.
But
2K25.
what would your builder wrestler self be?
Just a complete brawler.
Okay, so you go brawling style. So what, like Bron Breakker style, or
No, like Stone Cold style.
Stone Cold?
Keep it
okay.
very basic, very simple. Punching, kicking.
You'd be a lucha.
Lucha
You'd
my
be a
ass.
lucha. You're too small, man.
Mate, if I was a lucha, I would break my neck
You're too
within
small,
two matches.
But you're too small, bro.
He broke his thumb.
Like
He broke his thumb skiing,
realistically, based on physicality, shall we say?
What do you mean? What do you mean I'm too small?
Not 5'8", man.
He means because of
5'6",
He means
bro.
because of your build, it'll be better for you. to be
you got a build.
you'll be like Rey Mysterio.
You'd be like a little.
You try to say I'm small. I'm too small to be a wrestler.
You'd be like a little French bulldog compared to like the Rottweiler of Bron Breakker.
Hang on.
Fucking
How
Doberman,
tall are you?
a
Strowman.
little
you know?
French bulldog. I'm 5 foot. I'm between 5'6" and 5'7".
You're not 5'6".
I am.
Definitely 5'8".
No, I'm not 5'8".
You're 5'7", I think.
I think I'm 5'7". Yeah. How tall is Rey Mysterio?
It's got in meters.
I've got to be taller than Ray.
It says 1.68 meters. I don't know how tall that is.
Just Google it. Just translate.
Google
Let's
is
just
right
translate
there.
it quickly.
Okay.
I have to be taller than Rey Mysterio.
1.68 meters.
In feet. Mine's not working. Is yours working?
Oh, this is fucking awful.
Mine's not working. Why is my connection
It's
gone?
5'6.25".
So I am taller than Ray.
Yeah, you're just a bit
Just a
taller
bit,
than Ray.
see? I
So
wouldn't be
maybe
a lucha.
that style.
See, I wouldn't be a lucha. I'd be a
You'd be a
brawler.
cruiserweight.
I'd be a brawler.
Sure.
Yeah,
Big
cruiserweight.
for sure, yeah.
205 live.
Like a Jack Gallagher.
I'll take a Jack Gallagher. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. You'd be like
moustache.
you'd be like a John Moxley. I think you'd be mad in like a hardcore match.
I'd love a hardcore match, man.
You just go through some tables like it's nothing. Like, you know, Elimination Chamber, like they get like the chair out with the barbed wire wrapped around it. You just take a few headshots on there like it's nothing.
Not with real barbed wire. No
It'd
fucking
stand
shot.
up and just be like the whole thing with who was it back in the day? Sandman.
Sandman, yeah, slamming the can to his head. JD will be the guy that
Slam
would
McCann's
not.
man actually probably would have like back in my
Back in the
teenage
day,
days.
you
Yeah,
would have,
absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. If anyone like told me to do it, I would have just done it.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you reminded me like the Jackass crew, man.
No fear.
Yeah.
Now all the fear now.
You were
All
like you were like the Danger Aaron back in the day. You just do whatever.
Danger Aaron.
On your skateboard, man. And I don't know what AJ would be like. What he'd be I don't know what he'd be, to be fair.
I think I would be like I don't know about my style. I think I would just be a bit more just like the cheeky kind of heelish, like maybe like
you'd be a little heel man.
maybe
100% heel.
I think I want to be the technical,
Actually, no.
the technical heel, more so kind of like between like Eddie Guerrero and MVP. I think like a hybrid between
Your
those
style
two
would
of
be
those.
MVP without a doubt.
Okay.
I don't think you'd be a good heel though. I think you'd be a better babyface. I don't think you're up your own arse enough to be a heel.
I can't. I could be.
To be honest, you have to be a little bit like, you know, of an arrogant prick to be a heel, man. Let's be honest.
You'd be a great heel.
I'll be a great heel. Elements. Turn the volume up. But yeah, that was
Still
fun.
going.
I enjoyed that.
Nice.
So yeah, UFC, man. UFC this past weekend. You want to kick off with that this week? I think this. Obviously, we got the big UFC London card coming up this
Yeah,
weekend.
this weekend,
yeah.
We had a fight night at the weekend. Some news going around. Go on, AJ. Kick us off, man.
Literally, just because. We were spending time together on this weekend, so I didn't actually stay up to watch UFC. I didn't even really catch that much afterwards. It was sort of like a bit of a filler card. It was okay.
Back at the Apex, I mean.
Yeah, there was a lot of criticism again. Like UFC put out a tweet saying they done like the Drake the Drake meme where he's kind of doing like the ooh like thing, and they basically said, "Oh, who says fights at the Apex aren't interesting? Nine fights, 9 finishes, or something like that."
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, "Yeah, still not the greatest thing having fights at the Apex."
No, it's not.
I think they're feeling that backlash, and the online backlash is it's very real.
It's out of date now, man. It's a COVID venue.
Yeah.
It's great for certain things. Let them shoot their like their contender series and stuff out of it. Use it for what it's supposed to be, man. Not like for a fight night or a.
Somebody was saying that I think it was like somebody who wrote in on Ariel Helwani's show, but they were basically saying it'll be interesting if they maybe even done something like a 2,000 person venue for those small cards, something that's like really intimate, something really close,
like an NXT,
like an NXT, yeah,
exactly, yeah,
or an AEW.
They do. AEW does arenas, but you're taking the piss with that
a little bit, yeah, little jab.
But the NXT arena's mad. Like that's got a proper it's like a little mini coliseum, isn't it?
It's a nice feel to it, to be fair.
Yeah,
was it like 1,000 people?
Yeah, it's like 1,000 people, but like obviously like a WWE crowd, like wrestling diehard crowd, they're a lot more pumped up. Adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think that obviously just bringing in that audience, and sometimes the level of the fights, I guess that will encourage a more hardcore level of fan, I guess.
Hardcore fan base.
Yeah.
But weren't they saying that they were going to do less fights in the Apex in 2025?
They said they were going to do less fights at the Apex, and then I think one of the higher-ups, one of the chair people basically said, "Oh, like it's great. Like you look at it on TV and like you can't tell. You can't tell the difference." And everyone was just like, "What are you?"
You 100% can tell the difference.
Yeah. The telltale signs are everywhere.
Yeah,
the silence in the Apex when a fight begins is probably a good telltale sale.
The walkouts, the cornering,
just takes away from everything.
Yeah. So I didn't really catch up. I only caught highlights of this card, to be honest, but it was just surrounding controversy. It was Delice and Vettori.
That's the only fight I caught.
The conversation wasn't actually really around about the win, to be honest. It was just more centered about eye pokes and referee.
Yeah. There was a couple of stoppages in the fight, wasn't there, where the ref was saying you need to watch yourself. We're going to have a conversation if that happens again.
Herb Dean. So Herb Dean, obviously, everyone holds him up to the gold standard. They say he's one of the best. I think him, Mark Smith, and Jason Herzog, they're all great. They're all top level referees.
Yes.
But they, in the last couple years, have had some notoriously bad picks where they could have changed the trajectory of a fight by actually doing what they're supposed to do and taking a point. I think the fact that they're not taking the points as often as they should do,
Obviously, it influences the card.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. But that's what it's supposed to. And the thing is, if you're not going to outlaw it and you say it's an illegal rule, it's like, well, you're not going to get punished for it.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the incentive? Not to say that people are doing it purposefully, but like the fact that people like they could be doing things to avoid it more if they knew that they were going to be punished. Yeah. Like maybe like a one warning.
It seems to happen a lot more in this fight.
If it's happening in the same round, or if it's happening, next round and then happening next round again, it's just like, come on now.
But it seemed to happen a lot in this fight.
Yeah.
Herb had to stop it too. Like, why was it happening more in this fight than others? Or was Herb just maybe nailing in on it a little bit more? Because eye pokes happen a lot.
It has happened in a lot of fights, to be fair.
Yeah.
A lot of fights have kind of been notoriously influenced by eye pokes, and people can test them, and you can go back to the board afterwards and try and get it made into a non-compete.
Yeah.
But the commission's never ever overturned the choice.
No, of course they won't.
So
because they never want to admit they're wrong.
It's down to the referee. In my opinion, it needs to be down to the referee. So if I'm correct, I think Delice got the win, right?
Yeah, unanimously.
But the conversation was just mainly centered around conversation with eye pokes, to be honest, for this card.
So what was the out of, I suppose, just to summarize the card, what was the which fighters have emerged as have any fighters emerged out of that card as title contenders?
Well,
I know that Delice called out Adesanya and Whittaker, didn't he, at the end of the fight? He called out a couple of big names.
Well, yeah, Delice has always kind of been in that conversation where he's floating in that area, but I think now after beating Vittori, who obviously had two bouts against Adesanya. I guess he wants to get somebody with some name value, which is going to get him in the title conversation.
Yep.
Makes sense, to be honest.
I didn't say the guy. I wouldn't say
see anybody else. Let's have a quick look through the card.
I wouldn't say looked like crazy, convincingly unbelievable in the cage. I thought it was just all right. You know, he did okay.
I mean, there was 2 performances of the nights on the prelims.
Was there?
Or 3, actually. 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is a problem here that I'm just having a look at. We don't really have many ranked guys, so I guess this would have been.
This is kind of just like a card that needed to happen.
Yeah,
in a sense.
It's a card that's just filling the space. Like they had a decent fight on the prelims, the last fight on the prelims with Acosta and Ryan Spann. And Ryan Spann hasn't been active for a while.
And probably won't be active for a while either because Acosta finished him, right? Knocked out in round 2.
Yeah. He's got a 12th rank, but that's the only other ranked fight. That's pretty much on this whole card. So
there wasn't really anything that was kind of stand out. The Menace thing, right? He needs a shot. Like J-Dog said, it was just a card that
exactly
came and went. I suppose all signs are kind of towards UFC London, which I suppose has a bit more of an implication on it. This coming
a
weekend.
bit more oomph, a couple more names,
which we ain't going to.
A couple more people. They got some good names on here, to be fair.
Headlined by the man.
It's a great little card, man.
Should we look at that then? So, I mean, is there any... I suppose, obviously, it's headlined by Edwards and Brady, right? Which I think we've openly said, like...
Yep.
You know, Leon Edwards being there is obviously great. Mm-hmm. Could it be fighting somebody a little bit better than Sean Brady?
Sean Brady was a fill-in, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was going to be... Who was he going to be fighting again? It feels like that. It's been ages now since it's
JDM?
Changed. Yes, it was going to be JDM, and JDM's now been moved to another fight. So
Madalena.
That's I don't think that's a bad fight, to be fair. I think Sean Brady he had a bit of a buzz previously, and then a lot of people were down talking him, but he's chipped away. He's made himself back into the top 5, and I think that the fact that I saw a stat the other day that he's actually the youngest guy that Leon has fought in like his last 5 or 6 fights.
How old is he?
He's 32.
32.
So all the other guys were older than than Sean Brady is at the time when he was fighting them. So, that's a factor.
So would a Leon Edwards win over Brady then give him the rematch against Bilal? What will be the implications of this fight? If Brady beats Leon, then will Brady get a shot?
I think Leon just basically needs to secure a win.
Yep.
And I think as long as he looks reasonably comfortable.
Yep.
Well, yeah, as long as he looks... I don't even think even if he looks reasonably comfortable. If he wins, period, I think that he's next in line for a title shot.
A rematch.
Because he's the number one guy. He hasn't... He's taken his time. He hasn't gone straight for the immediate rematch. And I think sometimes that is better as well. Because you get the ego back there that you're still that guy.
Yep. I mean, he hasn't had a fight in a while. I mean, his last fight was 3-4 against Bilal when he lost, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And he didn't know.
It's the same with Bilal. Bilal hasn't done anything since.
He was supposed to, wasn't he? And then he pulled out of a fight.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it's a big one for Edwards then, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
We want our boy Leon to be winning that, man.
Yeah, we're backing him, even though he's the underdog.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see it, to be honest.
What else we got on there?
Jan Blachowicz versus Carlos Olberg. That'll power. That'll be fun.
That'll be a good fight.
That'll be fun.
A very good fight.
3rd against 6th in the light heavyweight bout.
And Carlos Olberg is the guy who's actually looking like he's the favourite in this, which is strange to me. I think I favour Jan in this scenario.
I'd like to see Jan win.
I think that he obviously just hasn't been super active, so that's the reason why. I'm bringing it up now, but Jan Blachowicz, his last fight was against Pereira.
Yeah,
and look what Pereira's done since then.
I know. It's a bit of a shame because Carlos's last fight was against my man Uzdemir, who he beat.
Yes,
he buried Uzdemir, man. Uzdemir was going to be my fighter of the year last year. Absolutely got that completely and utterly wrong.
Yeah. Olberg dealt with him, but I think Jan's a different level of fighter. I think you know, it was
He's a seasoned veteran.
Yeah, he had a loss against Pereira. He's the only guy who hasn't been completely put out who lost to Pereira.
Yep.
You know, he took it to the cards. He basically took Ankalaev to a draw, even though some people say he won, some people say Ankalaev won. It was very between the.
So when you look at that division again,
50-50, some might say.
Yeah.
I mean, the result of this fight isn't really going to have any major title implications on this and in that division in the light heavyweight, because realistically they're going to do Ankalaev and Pereira too, aren't they?
Not yeah. Okay, so that's another one. It depends. Right. Well, actually, no, sorry. Ankalaev has said that he wants to have the rematch. Plinio, who is the coach in Alex's corner, has also said that he wants to do the rematch.
Yes.
So that is probably looking like it's going to happen.
And we say that we should have the rematch.
Yeah,
we want to see it.
Cajun Canvas says the rematch should happen.
Pereira wants to.
Dana won't.
Pereira wants to also, you know, I suppose get the confidence back, because, like, you know, the heavyweight luster is gone now after him losing his fight.
Yeah, which I'm glad about, man. The more I think about that.
But if this fight wasn't going to happen, if Pereira wasn't going to come back and fight Ankalaev, I think that if Jan Blachowicz actually wins this fight, I think he's probably in a good place.
Yep.
That if Alex wasn't going to do this, or if Alex was going to take some time off, he could actually have the next fight against Ankalaev. He's taken Ankalaev to a draw.
Yeah.
I think people personally buy into Jan Blachowicz a lot more than they do Ankalaev as a character.
Yes. Yeah.
And people like him, and he's already held the title. So I would see Dana just saying, because Dana obviously didn't look happy about throwing the strap on Ankalaev. I could see Dana saying, Jan Blachowicz, you're next. You know, prove the fact that you know, you won the last fight.
So do we think that, like, rankings, I suppose, like, just going back to rankings in divisions, because I think we should take more note of rankings. I think that they are, you know, they're the measuring stick for the UFC, right? Do you think they're becoming a bit more fluid with these emerging fighters that are now starting to come up? Because, like you said, a problem that they had last year was that a lot of the top of the divisions, the top fives, were very fixed. It's like you had the same fighters in there. Then they go into like a weird place after they lose, where, like, you don't really know what's going to happen with the next.
Little dip, yeah.
And they just kind of stay there. Do you think the ranking system is starting to become a bit more fluid now that they're trying to influx these new fighters in?
You need balance. And when I say you need balance, you need the guys who are in the top five to not sit on your spot just because you're waiting for a title shot.
Yes.
You need to give the guys some incentive to fight, where basically you'll either say, okay, if you're going to fight a guy who's going to be below you, you know, we'll say you're going to get the number one title contender fight, even though you might be number 3 in the rankings. Maybe, you know, if you're just going to do us this solid, then we'll bump you next.
Yeah. Obviously that happens.
So I think that's got to be a thing, but also you have to have emerging talent.
Yes.
And I think in certain divisions you're starting to see that.
Yeah.
There are some divisions which are very stagnant.
Yeah.
But you know, you got some emerging stars. And then sometimes as well it just comes down to activity as well.
How frequently you're fighting.
Yeah. So like, say for example, we saw the battle with Khalil Roundtree versus Alex Pereira.
What a fight.
And that was an absolute banger.
Yeah.
And you know, he put some good pressure on Alex.
Yes.
And I think if he fights any of those other guys who are in the top 3, he's a serious problem.
He's a problem. But who isn't he? He's scheduled to fight soon, isn't he?
It's a bit of like drafts, like jumping over the guy who is next in line.
A lot of it has stock, but I swear Khalil Roundtree Jr. is fighting someone soon.
He's fighting Hill.
Yes, Jamal Hill. Of course he is. Yeah. That'd be a good fight.
So we're getting a good shuffle in some divisions. Some better than others. Gunnar Nelson and Kevin Holland. That will just be a good little slugfest.
We like seeing Kevin Holland.
Yeah, man.
He's always entertaining.
Yeah.
He didn't fight that long ago.
Yeah, he used to be active. He used to fight like 3 times a year, like Alex.
Yeah, that's what we
He
did.
done 4 times.
He broke 4. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think he was one of those people who fought like 2 weeks back to back or something like that.
That was when he sort of emerged for me, because you just hear him talking all the time. And then that's why I liked him.
And then Molly McCann's on her redemption tour, isn't she?
Yeah, she's on a redemption tour. She's fighting somebody who's actually looks like they're off Dana White's Contender Series.
Tayanara.
So I don't really
Sayonara, Tayanara.
I'm not.
Jesus,
sure
look at the tattoos on that dude. Wow. What's his name? How do you pronounce his surname? Try it. He's English as well.
Jordan Vasunik.
Come on, Geordie. Jordan
and Chris Duncan.
Wow, that shading must have hurt. So I'm talking about his tats.
He's blacked them out.
My
Tom
God.
Aspinall's got some of that as well. He's got a blackout.
He's got a blackout like that.
He no, not the whole of his arm, but he's got blackout toes.
Mate, that must have hurt.
So we got an Englishman versus a Scot in that.
Yeah.
And then Nathaniel
influx.
Wood, pulling for Nathaniel Wood against Morgan
Obviously, yeah.
Charrier.
It's good to see some English talent on this in the London card, man.
Yeah. They're good. They're good, decent names as well.
Yeah.
They're names that have obviously fought in London before.
Yeah.
But now I think they're like usual. They're usual names now.
Yeah.
So like people kind of know what they're getting.
Is our man that we saw in 304 Mick? Is Mick on there?
Mick is fighting.
Mick Parkin.
Oh yes, he's fighting to. Okay, yeah.
Come on, Mick.
I knew he was fighting Tabura. I didn't know he was on this card.
For your reference, Shadow, we saw Mick Parkin at UFC Manchester. The crowd were hot for Mick. Do you remember? I think it was because it was early. It was Big Nick. It was like early on in the show, and it's just come on, Mick. Come on, Mick.
Come on, Mick.
Come on, Mick.
He got a bonus as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Ranked 13th though in the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Come on,
First little number that he got slapped on there. We got Jai Herbert there as well. Jai Herbert is another one.
Oh mate, yeah, I love this. Christian Duncan.
CLD, yeah.
Where's MVP, man?
Shauna Bannon, they were piping her out, that's the wrong. Sorry, guys. Shauna Bannon, they were hyping her up.
Set him off.
Jesus Christ, AJ.
My bad.
It's good. It's an influx of the Irish.
Sorry, guys.
Where is MVP?
MVP.
He's not on this card, mate.
He's not on this card.
Why is MVP not on this card?
He's too big of a name.
Too big of a name?
He's too big of a name.
Come on, MVP, man. I don't care who you are.
They're not going to slap him on London. No, that's UFC's choice.
If he fought Shara last, wasn't this at the start of the year?
Yeah. He's not fighting in that division.
But is he bigger than a Leon Edwards right now?
What, name wise?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Name wise, he is.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe
I've
been in Bellator for so long.
Yeah, see, I'm too late to the party on that. I don't watch Bellator.
Do you know what it is, though, right? Sometimes it's one of those things where it's like, do you decide that you're going to put the guy with the name that's there to bring there, or do you just do you save that for another card, or do you just go with the home talent? But there's enough home talent on here.
Yeah.
They don't need MVP.
But MVP is entertaining, man. He's like the entertainment factor.
He is.
And when is the UFC going to come back to England next? Probably not this year.
Next year, clearly.
No, the only time they done that is when they done the first UFC that I went to.
What you dropped?
No, I was just going to switch the cables.
Oh.
The one that I went to where they done March and then they came back later in July.
Fair enough.
So that they done that one time, but that was just because that first card in March was like electric. Like it was all finishes, all the English people, like all the Brits won. Everyone was going mental. It was a big.
Well, hopefully it will be a hot crowd again in London when we watch it, man. And it's good that we can watch it local time.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. It's going to be great. It's going to be good. It's going to be good to watch it live. And I think Dana said when the last time that UFC came to England, which was UFC 304 for Manchester, he said in the press conference after, he was like, the English crowd is just hits different, creates a different kind of atmosphere.
Yeah, everyone loves it, man.
They love it. They love it.
I think it's just a thing in Europe as well. Like I've watched like some of these TikToks about Americans who come over and they like move to different places in Europe. They go to Germany, they go and live in London and stuff like that. And they just say like the sports culture in Europe is very different.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And I think the way that we kind of interact in the crowd also kind of like feeds into that. So like when Americans come over here, they love it regardless of whatever it is. Like, you know, you have the 6 NFL games or whatever that happen in summer. They come over here, they always sell out.
Yeah.
I think they do the similar thing with like basketball at the O2 every now and then as well. The UFC, WWE.
It's the football culture, man. It's like the football kind of chanty kind of culture. It's like that feeds into all the other sports that we have. But it's like in America, like you go and watch an NFL game, I feel like when you're watching it on TV, a lot of the sound, a lot of the action is on this show that they put on around the pitch. Yeah, it's like the cheerleaders, like the girls' cheerleader groups, like the trumpets, like all of that kind of stuff. You don't actually hear the crowd that much in the NFL.
Yeah,
they just sit there and chat.
It's more about the the commercialization of the commodity of the sport, I guess. Like you have like a halftime show where someone can win $50,000 by shooting a half court 3 free throw. And, there's advertisements for these cars or whatever. It's a little bit different. Whereas we're just like, it's just about the sport. And
obviously,
people take it seriously.
Obviously, they had adverts and stuff on the inside the stadium and stuff, but it's not like they're not so in your face.
It's not you get the forefront. The forefront in this is the sport and the fan.
Apart from the Super Bowl, the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're not like us. They're not like us.
Actually, just while we're on that, what about rugby? Because obviously you're watching the rugby.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, with rugby, obviously because of the UK's kind of history, I guess we have a lot of ties, and we're similar to a lot of those countries that we play rugby against, like South Africa or
in the southern hemisphere.
Australia and New Zealand and all that sort of stuff. The English people have sort of had their hands all there. So
yeah,
but what's the English crowd like? How are they kind of received with all those with the rugby crowd?
Like as in like when it's mixed together.
Is it still the same kind of like hype?
I think rugby. It's still a mad hype. Like the English crowd will sing like Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
Oh, right.
There's chants, there's songs that they sing, but it's just a lot more respectful when you have fans from both teams mixed together.
Right. Okay.
And you can drink as well.
And you can drink in your stands, all that kind of stuff. Whereas football's a bit different.
Like,
I can't imagine it's similar to NFL.
There's not like an Aggie sort of side to the crowd in rugby. It's all very respectful.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit more up
Interesting.
there. But speaking of European, I guess at the moment WWE are on a European tour.
They are indeed.
Yes.
Running right through Europe on the road to WrestleMania.
And if you couldn't tell that they were in Europe, just got to listen to the crowds.
Mate.
Absolutely
the crowds are so
insane.
hot. They've been in, where have they been so far? Barcelona. Spanish crowd.
Barcelona was SmackDown, right?
That was SmackDown, yeah.
Mad. Brussels
was Raw.
Whoa. Insane.
There was some sort of chant that was going on that I couldn't make out. I think Michael Cole acknowledged it
was this on SmackDown?
On Raw.
Yeah, it was every time.
What it was.
Every time somebody kicked out off a 2 count, they'd chant something, they'd sing something.
Yeah.
Right.
But I don't know what it was. It was every single time. Oh, mate, I'm going to have to check this out.
We'll figure it out.
Talk amongst yourselves, boys.
So where's next?
Bologna.
Bologna. SmackDown
Italy,
Bologna.
yeah.
Get your cheapo airline ticket.
What with the Brussels crowd?
As Paul Heyman.
We should do that as like a Ryanair challenge. Like
the stand-in planes.
Yeah.
So, simplement deux, meaning only two. It's an iconic line in the French commentary.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the crowd broke out into
They done that in France the last time, didn't they?
Yeah, for Backlash.
Yeah. Okay, I remember now.
But you can tell. I mean, I think WWE have been so clever with this because they know that the European crowd are hype. And if you want to build like an atmosphere and a hype on every Raw and SmackDown leading up to your biggest pay-per-view, take it to Europe, man.
Yep, I agree. Because they used to do it after WrestleMania, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. But obviously, and everything after that just kind of died down.
Yeah.
I think as well they can charge the like whatever penny they want for the tickets because it doesn't happen all the time.
No.
When you have those shows that are just happening in and out all the time in LA and Dallas and all those places, people can you could go to a show and it's like it's going to be back there in like 3 months time.
Yes.
Because it always goes to the big states. It doesn't really go to somewhere in their someone's backyard.
Yeah,
I think going to these different spots in Europe, you could just be like, okay, we're going to hit the big cities. We're going to charge a bomb for it. People are going to love it.
But they're doing well with their growing, like their European expansion, because I think they've also just announced that they're doing another European tour just before Clash in Paris later on this year. That was announced today.
That's the one where they've got the SmackDown show in Ireland, right?
Spot on. SmackDown show in Ireland. I think they're going to Glasgow again. I think they might be going to SmackDown again for Raw.
They got Birmingham. Birmingham's Raw.
Yes.
Birmingham is Raw.
That's it.
Dublin is SmackDown, and there is also I think you said one in Scotland somewhere. Is it Glasgow?
Glasgow, yeah.
Glasgow or Edinburgh?
Glasgow.
Actually, no, they're going to Glasgow next week.
Oh,
yes,
for SmackDown.
Yeah.
So they're all over, man. They're definitely like pouring more of the mainstream shows into Europe now.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, which is so much better.
I think
it's good that they're showing us a bit more love, man.
Mate, it needs to be done, man. But they know that we're hot crowds.
It adds to
the product so much.
I think we're a hot market even in terms of just watching the show as well. other than the US market, Europe as a whole is obviously going to be big, but I think one of those big hubs is obviously going to be the UK.
Definitely.
We kind of have had that wrestling culture for a long time.
We're going to get a big pay-per-view soon. It's coming. The last pay-per-view that we had was Money in the Bank, which we went to, and that was one of the big five.
We thought we were going to get Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad we didn't. I'm glad we didn't. I think we are going to get one of the big four shortly. I feel it.
Bloody need to, man.
Before that, it was Clash in the Castle. You went to that.
Went to that.
And now that's at Paris.
That's in Paris,
So
and it was
Paris-
in Scotland last year.
So now France is kind of getting the filtering down of all the stuff that we get. So maybe you might see maybe a Money
Bash
in the
in
Bank,
Birmingham.
a Money in the Bank like over somewhere else in
Maybe
Europe.
in Scotland or Wales.
Bash in Belfast.
Bash in Belfast. But maybe they're breaking arena records though, man. They broke them in Spain, broke them in Germany. So it just shows the growing popularity.
We got a chance to get you to a card, man.
We'll do it, man.
I reckon 2027 we will have a SummerSlam or a WrestleMania, mate. I can see it coming. They're going to announce it soon. It's going to announce it
A
soon.
SummerSlam would be good. The only thing that is shit is just our weather. That's the thing. SummerSlam, I want it to be summer.
Outside.
Yeah.
Summer.
Open stadium.
I don't want a
Vibes.
SummerSlam in the UK, man.
Yeah, mate.
I think if you do SummerSlam, you should maybe just do like an old throwback to the old SummerSlam.
Or 92. The Wembley Stadium one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go big fuck off stadium and then just do.
British Bulldog versus Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
That was insane. Yeah, mate. First.
Reading back the years there, man.
Mate,
Yeah.
mad. That was the first video cassette I ever had of wrestling. SummerSlam 1992. But
Banger.
I suppose let's just talk about it, man. So, what a crowd in Brussels to put John Cena in front of for his first heel appearance. Right. What did you guys think of that?
I loved it, mate. I loved it.
Right.
It's good to see. It's good to see this, man.
Go on.
I like his. Obviously, I like the fact that he's come out same as. I think that was a good little move.
And he lent into it as well.
Yeah, of course he did.
It's like you're not going to get any new looks. You're not going to get a new attire, not new music. Fuck all of you.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. It was brilliant.
Yeah, no. It's looking good in that aspect. I think there's going to be a bit more build up between him and Cody as well.
Yeah.
But ticking all the boxes for me though. Yeah, it makes it exciting to watch. But then people like him more now that he's a heel. It's funny because they didn't like him when he was a face, and now they like him more as a heel.
Well, no, I think he reached a point where he was respected as a face.
Yeah.
So it was like, look, we just love Cena now, man. He's John Cena. He's been with us for however many years. It's just good to see him. But then now he's turned heel. I think he just completely opens up his character completely.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I think having him do that in front of a European crowd just made it even sweeter.
Oh yeah, because they're louder.
Yeah,
And they
even
pop
now.
more. Yeah.
Like the fuck you Cena's, like the let's go Cena sucks
sold
chance.
out. Yeah,
he
yeah,
just
yeah.
stood in the ring for how long? About 5 minutes. Didn't even say a word. Put the mic down, picked it back up. Did the slow walk to the ring when he came out. Didn't even run to the ring. He just walked.
Yeah, he kind of like say like I'm the captain now.
Yeah, yeah. And it's a bit like us. It's like, it's a dysfunctional relationship he's had with the crowd.
Yeah, pretty
Like this entire time.
We don't hate AJ that much though, so
Yeah.
still got love for him.
I thought it was interesting. I liked it. I liked his intensity. I like exactly all those points that you mentioned where he was, saying like, because he knew that people were expecting it.
Yes.
Oh, he's going to debut a new look. He's going to have new music. He's going to have this. And he's just like, nah, fuck all that. Fuck all of that.
But kayfabe is dead with him, man, big time.
Oh yeah.
He was like, I'm not a face, I'm not a heel, I'm just a human being. Like they're just openly using these terms on mainstream Raw like it's nothing now. It's dead. It's a different. That's why I know wrestling is different now.
It's much different now. You look at all the crazy characters we see. It was almost like a comic book
Yeah, mate.
on telly.
Even
back in the
just
day.
the thing of like how he went at everybody. He went against the people who have been backing him. He went against the people who have been against him. He said like, you guys have had this stupid "you can't see me" joke going on.
It's that bit where he said it to that little kid in the audience.
Yeah.
Oh man, the meme of the kid is absolutely hilarious.
I haven't seen this.
I mean, it's literally just his face, like when it points to him. In the crowd.
And he's got the full John Cena gear on, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you think that his mum and dad took him there knowing? Do you think he'd seen?
Absolutely.
Do you think he'd seen Elimination Chamber? And they were like, don't worry, son.
Yeah.
You're going to come to the show with me, but it's going to be a different John Cena. It's not going to be the John Cena you remember.
He's like, fuck that kid.
That poor kid, man.
It's not even just like it. Yeah, it just happened to be him, especially. Fuck
Imagine
that
you
kid.
take your kid to that. Like, you purposely not showed him
say that.
Elimination Chamber and you were just like, kid, let's go see Cena, your childhood hero. And then he sees him for the first time, effing and flipping off the crowd. But you go home a broken kid, man.
That's good heat, though, man.
It's great heat.
That's good heat.
It's great heat. And then obviously Cody came out, they had their exchange, which I thought was good. But there's obviously a lot more that's going to build to that.
Yeah,
in the next
man.
few
Well,
weeks,
they need to build it. They've been very careful with it.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see.
I saw one where they've got the picture of that kid with his reaction, like when the camera goes to him, and like, you know, the meme of 50 Cent when he's talking about Floyd Mayweather, and he's like, "What did he say? Fuck me for?"
Mate, someone had a break a wish sign as well.
Break a wish.
Break a wish.
Oh.
Oh, it's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But you notice he didn't. I mean, he left some things open though. Like, he didn't talk about why he's aligned with The Rock or Travis Scott, or no mention of that.
No.
Didn't mention that at all. The only thing that I didn't like about it is the whole. I think he should have just came out just full aggression and just been like, "I did it. Like, get over it."
I did it for The Rock.
I did it for you, Rock. I think he should have just came out, just been the aggressor, just been like, I did it. I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to break the record. Fuck it, sort of thing.
He's going to beat Cody.
I didn't like the whole thing of, like, you guys did this to me. Like, I'm the victim. I was just like, okay, I
didn't really get that.
I see the angle, and I see how, like, that's
the obvious angle.
That's the reason why people would be like, oh yeah, he's playing the victim. But I just thought it was very
that's the obvious
very cliche.
Angle.
I think he should have just come out and just.
I think if he would have spun it in the right way, how you said, like he said, look, I have to do what I've got to do because I want to break the record kind of thing. If he would have leaned into, like, I am the greatest.
Yeah,
sort of, you know, I deserve to break the record.
He was on the right lines. He was like, I won again and again. I like that.
Yeah.
I like,
and just basically leaned into more like he's basically like the modern day GOAT kind of thing. I think that would give him more heat because people would be like, what the fuck's he talking about, man? Fuck Cena, man. It's more like it's, fuck Cena, but you want to be like, fuck him, man.
But wait, I think
we're not. But it's more like, fuck Cena.
I think he's only going to pick up steam over there. I mean, you got to think
100%.
we've got however many weeks now until Mania. We've got another just over a month. We've got 4 weeks of build to go.
Yeah.
And Cena is scheduled to appear on every single Raw, I think, moving forward. He's going to be in London next week, which I'm going to. I'm going to see him in person. I've actually bought a John Cena shirt. I've bought a John Cena
What,
t-shirt.
the new one?
It's one. Oh, maybe I'll bring it. I'll bring it next week. But it's coming. But it's got John Cena on the front with like his Thugonomics gear on, just like fucking flipping off.
Is it an
It's
official
fucking
one?
brilliant. No, I found it online.
Okay.
I thought you were going to come in here looking like a bowl of fruity pebbles.
Is it baggy or is it tight?
It's an oversized fit. It's an oversized fit. But I've never ever bought a John Cena t-shirt in my entire life.
Until now.
Well,
that time is now.
It just
Bought
took him.
You got to wear the headband on the arm as well.
With a sweatband on my bald head.
Yeah.
But mate, it took him to turn heel for me to like John Cena. So it's just proof that I like the bad guy.
Yeah, that's
always
the
good to
thing.
like
Like I
that.
say, the basic Thugonomics kind of era was sort of semi-heel, wasn't it? That's my favorite. I've said before. That's my favorite.
He was a heel for 6 months, and then people started to love him.
Yeah,
Naturally, and then it all went back the other way.
Yeah.
So how do you think that this Cena Rhodes build is going to evolve in the next few weeks? Is The Rock going to be involved in it? Will we see? I'm sure we're going to see him at Mania. What's Travis Scott's involvement going to be? Do you think there is going to be any more additions to this, or do you think it's just going to be strictly Cena, Cody for the 17th record? How do you think it's going to evolve?
I don't think we'll physically see The Rock. We might see some video packages with him and Cena.
Really?
And maybe with Travis Scott as well.
Okay.
Maybe something like that.
Even though they made a big like super stable, no? The Rock's got to be there, man.
I think he'll be at Mania. I don't think he'll be in person before then.
You don't think he'll be in
I
Cena's
think,
corner, no?
Nah.
I think if The Rock is the Rock's realistically, he's probably not going to travel for any other show. Not to sound big-headed, but obviously because London is a big market, he's not going to show for any other shows before Mania.
Not in Europe.
Not in Europe.
No.
But if he was going to do one, it would be London, but that would be a massive long shot. And I doubt it would happen. And that's the same thing for, people like Travis Scott as well. Like, he's tied into the whole story as well. But he's not going to make a show unless it's going to be leading up to Mania.
Yeah.
Well, I think there is one more. I think the final week is in America. before.
Whereabouts?
Obviously, we're going to the SmackDown in Vegas.
Yeah.
And then the Monday Night Raw, I don't know where that is, but I know it's in America for a start.
Surely it would be.
Yeah,
Surely it'll be in
Road to
Vegas.
WrestleMania show.
What, the Raw afterwards or the Raw before?
Raw before.
Oh, okay.
Leading up to Mania.
Las Vegas.
He's bringing them up, guys. No
All
worries.
dates. It's going to be difficult. I don't even know where you'd go for that. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, Monday Night Raw, Glasgow, Scotland, March 24th. London, Friday Night SmackDown, March 28th. London, March 31st, Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
And that's all I can find at the moment, guys.
Oh, that's all that's listed.
Yeah.
That's all right. No worries.
Never mind. But there is one before America. But yeah, we'll see, man. So we'll see how that's going to evolve. Other things. But what do you think about the Gunther and the Jey Uso rivalry at the moment?
Well, I've got a lot of takes on everything that's going on at the moment, because I said to AJ before we started, maybe we should do a who do you think will headline night one and night two?
He was saying,
out of all that's going on at the moment, who deserves a cut, who deserves the spot.
The spot, okay,
so far, based
I like
on
that.
what's going on.
Okay.
I've already got my picks already, but no, it's just your typical.
It's hard to say
heel.
now though, because you've got 4 weeks left to build, right?
Yeah.
So you want to say now before that happens, but you think, okay, go on.
All right, I'll write this one off immediately. Charlotte and Tiff. That's not headlining anything.
No,
that's stale for me already. That's dead in the water for me already. I could happily miss that match. I'm sorry.
That's a shame.
But there's not a huge hype around it for me.
That's a shame, J-Dog, man.
I know, man. I know.
I'm starting to quite enjoy Tiff. I never used to take her seriously. I'm taking her a bit more seriously now. She's had a couple of really good matches on SmackDown.
She's good. She's good.
okay
I liked her
matches.
moonsault off the old into the crowd kind of thing.
Yeah. That's a shame.
Her moonsault is really, really good, but she's actually really, really prone to. I think she's going to get injured every single time when she does certain things. I even saw a video where Stevie Richards was breaking down a lot of her stuff.
Yeah,
and there's times where it's like she has to like land funny, or she's not actually like. You know, in those spots where somebody's there to kind of catch you and stuff like that, and she's not there.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair's looking a lot more stiff in the ring since she became
she's getting on a bit now, isn't she?
Oh, she's like 38, 39.
Yeah.
Had some time off.
So you're right,
but hey, that's going nowhere for me.
What about the other women's match then?
That's taking an interesting turn. I like to see a triple threat between those three.
Io Sky just annoys the hell out of me, man.
Why?
I don't know what it is. She's just like, you give her a microphone and I just cringe.
I quite like it, man.
Bloody hell, man.
But I'm the
champion. That's about it. It's like, oh, come on, man. What? Give me some more.
It's the obviously you got the language barrier, but also the cultural difference as well.
Yeah.
Every single time, whenever you see the Japanese guys coming over, they're always quite a bit more face leaning, I guess, just naturally
But Shinsuke Nakamura, he had I remember I was a big Nakamura fan when he first came out of NXT. When he was in NXT, I was like, this guy, he doesn't even have to talk. I just love his swag.
Really good match between him and Sammy, man. His first match.
Yeah,
really good, man.
So I don't know. I don't know, man.
I just don't think WWE have the capacity to push them how they can be pushing other promotions. For example, New Japan, naturally very, very good at promoting the Japanese stars, and they're very big stars over there.
Yeah.
They then try to attract these people over to WWE to then gain a crowd from Japan and that region. And it just doesn't really
resonate.
Doesn't really pop, man. No.
I think,
unfortunately,
I think that they're doing a similar. They're kind of doing a similar thing with Penta, really, if you think about it. And he's kind of got. Obviously, he speaks English, but it's like broken English.
Yes,
but he even cut some of his promos where he's dropping into Spanish and English, and you have to think. Most of the time, when he first debuted, it made sense because he was in LA, massive Hispanic community there. But for the world who are watching it, obviously you got certain areas in Europe which speak Spanish, but a different dialect of Spanish. But you have to think how that's going to come across, and how are you going to build, and how are you going to use that?
Believable.
How are you going to use that going? But I think
it sounds like he's going to kick my fucking ass.
No, but I think that he's doing it because he's doing good matches now. He's there. But when it gets to a point where it's going to start to.
where they get deeper
Where-
into a storyline.
train
with them.
Starts slow,
where they need to,
or a bit when it starts getting
when the
interesting.
hype has died down and it's just down to okay, what's his story?
Yeah, what's next?
Yeah.
Then
That's the test.
If they don't do anything with it, then it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah.
That's a test for Penta for sure.
Well, with Penta, I feel different with him as
He's
opposed to
wicked.
other sort of like lucha stars and stuff.
Mate, he's been built as a big
Dragon
star,
Lee
man.
hasn't really gone anywhere.
No.
They teased
Sin
Phoenix
Cara,
again,
not
right?
before. Phoenix is obviously a free agent now, and that's his brother, so
Yeah.
he's obviously on his way in.
Yeah.
They'll be very, very good for the tag team division once they get.
Do you think they'll
themselves
put them
into it.
together?
Oh, absolutely. They're brothers, man. They'll have them together at some point. They will align.
It looks
At
like
some
Penta's
point.
going down an IC title program with Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a match at Mania.
Very, very good.
I
Yeah,
think it'll be Penta against
I
Breaker.
think maybe Penta wins that, but yeah, no, that's going to be an interesting match.
Yep.
Obviously, Cena and Cody will be a night 2, I think.
Main event night 2, yeah?
Yeah.
What's
and
night
I
one?
think
Yeah,
Roman,
that's
Cody, and
definitely-
Seth, night 2.
Roman, Rollins and CM Punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Night 1, you mean?
Yeah.
You think it's going to headline?
Roman.
So you're going to think we have both men?
You think that's going to
Or
night one?
or they will be
Well, they will have to spread their. They will have to spread the chips.
or they will
maybe.
be just under the main night 2.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's still more to come for some of these matches. I don't feel like it's big enough yet.
Yeah, what to sort of predict?
No. I don't feel like the Mania card is big enough yet. Yeah, like you've got all the names. You've got Cena versus Cody is obviously done. That's a big match. That's like past versus present, babyface versus babyface, all that shit. But I don't think just slapping on Rollins versus Punk versus Reigns in a triple threat match with no stakes, nothing is good enough.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like there's more. There's got to be added onto that.
All
There's
right.
more layers. I think
Okay.
Paul Heyman will have a big part of it, but I don't think that will headline.
They're trying to build it. They're doing a gradual kind of thing.
But I also think there needs to
find
be
out
other.
Friday anyway.
I also think there needs to be other big matches.
You had the cage match.
I think Jacob Fatu will be on there with Braun Strowman, possibly.
I think Fatu against Solo, mate. I think that's the match.
And that's going to happen.
Solo Sikoa versus Jake Fatu, yeah.
And that's going to happen in the next few weeks.
Yes.
Are we going to see a turn?
You reckon?
100%.
Interesting. Okay.
That's 100% coming.
Okay.
I think it's maybe as soon as next week.
Interesting.
Solo Sikoa. I mean, Solo is a happy, smiley dude right now with Fatu leading the charge.
Yeah.
That's why would Solo Sikoa do that?
True. Maybe.
Mate,
we'll
that's
see.
It's
We'll
character
see.
development.
I love you, Jacob.
Yeah.
I love you, Solo.
Obviously, we've got the Intercontinental match. We've got the Gunther J.
So, sorry, what do you think is going to headline? So you think Cena and The Rock night 2 and
Yeah.
night 1, you think it's going to be the triple threat
I've
match?
not seen in Rock night 2, but we've seen in Cody
Cena and Cody.
night 2. Well, I guess they're probably going to have Jay and Gunther. They don't call him main event Jey Uso for
Yep.
nothing. So that's definitely night 1. That's a night 1
that's
business.
100% the night one.
I think that they're doing such a shit job with that build, if I'm honest with you. Like, Gunther's just like, it's just, I don't like the writing. Like, Gunther's coming out having some matches with Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
And like having
Jay's around Alpha Academy as well.
Yeah, and it's just the typical, oh, Jay's music hits. He'll come down and save the Alpha Academy from getting battered by Gunther. It's like, come on, man.
I think they're fumbling it a little bit on that aspect.
They're leaning too much on the fact that Jay gets a pop on his entrance. They need some more, like, great, he gets a good pop. He's great to come out and do his yeet shit as he's coming out. Give me a bit more, though, like...
There's more and more criticism building online as well.
Yeah.
You know, his squash match with Austin Theory.
Yeah, Poor Austin, man.
Didn't go down great. He had a little bit botch in there as well.
And you were only saying the other week you think Austin Theory is like going to be a guy who can come up and
That's who I said,
rise
yeah,
up.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you both
I think he's
said
got
that.
and
I agree.
He's got potential, and they're building him.
massive potential. But yeah, I still think there's more to come out
Got
of
to
it.
see the tag teams go in there. Speaking of tag teams, the old Street Profits.
Yes, new
Friday.
tag champs.
Nice, man. They've been looking good lately, man.
Yeah, I love the Street Profits, mate.
We need to see a bit more storyline involvement in the tag team division. I like where it's going at the moment. I remember when we said that we needed more action, and it was fucking chaos everywhere over the next few weeks.
We thought they were going to disband, weren't they?
Where's the New Day? Where the hell is the New Day?
Yeah, I've been asking that as well. Like,
Interesting.
New Day versus the Street Profits, maybe? I don't know, man. We'll
very,
see,
very
mate.
cold right now.
I
Yeah.
want to see a nice big fuck off, like 8-team ladder match.
There needs to be some kind of multi-man
8-team
match
TLC.
just to get it going. But I
16
think
people in the ring just causing fucking chaos.
Do you not think that they've squandered some of that heat that they actually had, New Day? Or they're kind of fresh on my mind.
they're going to pop up when we least expect it.
But when they had their thing with Big E, and then they came out like the next week, or I think it was 2 weeks after. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like there was just like real buzz there.
Yeah, it's
And
kind of
since then,
slowed a little bit. Yeah,
It's just like eased off the
they've
gas.
been in a few backstage things, like just either in the background or just like conversation.
It's
It's not really.
The product's in a funny place right now. It's like we've just come we've hot off the heels of an elimination chamber, which just was insane.
Yep.
We had obviously last week's shows, like with the matches that we kind of think we're predicting are going to happen. But now I think we've just got to have some faith in the product now. I think we've just got to give it, like there's still 4 weeks of build to go.
I think they've shown that, they have cards to play.
Yes.
I think it's just the pace for us is,
We've got to let it happen.
Let
it
just
happen.
need to be patient.
In the back of my mind, I'm always going to be like, I just want to see fucking chaos everywhere, chaos, attitude era, chaos everywhere. I want it all fucking popping off.
That will come.
I mean, we're never going to see it how it used to be. But
You want Stone Cold to come out and stun a 30 guy.
Mate, there's been talk about that online, man.
Yeah.
There's been talk about, like, people are actually saying, imagine if this happens, like, The Rock is in Cena's corner, and then Stone Cold comes out and is in Cody's corner, and then like there's some kind of altercation there. Some people are going as far as saying there's going to be a tag team match, like The Rock and Cena against Stone Cold and Cody.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Never in a million years will that happen, man. But I've seen crazier shit. Maybe Vince McMahon will come. No,
Remember that picture I showed you boys?
You hear the music.
The end of Mania picture.
oh my god, if that happens, man,
Him, The Rock and Cena.
If anybody's gonna kill my creation,
it's gonna be me.
It's gotta be me, damn it.
a lethal dose of poison.
Maybe he's gonna be the final member of this like super stable.
Oh fuck.
Travis Scott, The Rock, Cena, and Vince. Whoa.
Fucking horrible.
Oh man.
Ruin it. Well, yeah.
What do you guys think about Jade Cargill as a face?
I think she's just. I mean, did you watch much of her in AEW?
No.
Do you know like any backstory between her, from her when she was there? So
Not really.
So she was TBS champion, which is a women's title.
I saw
and
when
she had like a
debuted
sort
in
of
Hell.
Goldberg like streak.
TBS champion.
She
Yeah.
just used to squash people like really quick matches.
It wasn't much of not
for a
hugely
while.
quick. Not hugely quick, but obviously she's quite new to wrestling, and that was her sort of training ground, so to speak. And then she's part of Cody's wrestling school as well.
Yes.
So that's where she would learn. But she went on, so she went on a really long win streak there. So they kind of built her they hyped her up quite a lot. So she was quite hot.
Yeah.
In AEW, and that's obviously generated enough buzz for her to come over here. To the
I didn't watch AEW, and she was like one of the names that I knew and that I was kind of following online.
Yeah, they're literally out of anyone that I'd pick at the moment from AEW. There's 3 people that I really, 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 really want in fucking WWE, and that's Kenny Omega, MJF.
Kenny Omega before he gets too old.
MJF,
100%.
and fucking Hangman Adam Page. They're the only 3.
Mate,
the only fucking 3 that I want to see.
I think we've touched on MJF before. If that man appears on a Monday Night Raw after Mania, the pop will be insane, because it's a hardcore wrestling fan base at a Raw after Mania, and people will know who the hell he is.
Oh yeah.
For me, he is still the best heel. He's a better heel than Cena, man. Honestly, he is the maddest heel you will ever see on any wrestling promotion. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
And oddly enough,
He just
we
gets
watched
it,
him
man.
as a face.
Yeah, we did. With Cody. He was a face with Cody in AEW for fucking ages.
Yeah, he was. But we watched him as a face when we were watching him at Wembley.
Yes, we did.
Who? What?
MJF.
Yes, we did.
There's a face.
Yeah, he was a face. He was
At
with
the time.
Adam Cole at the time, wasn't he?
dear.
He had the, I think it was the Ring of Honor tag team match at the beginning
yes,
in the
yeah.
kickoff, and then
All
he
in.
had Adam Cole and MJF
Did see this? Yeah.
as the headline.
The thing is,
Slow build.
if that was to happen, right? And well, I guess the product has changed over time. I was just going to say, if he came to WWE, like, I think part of the reason why he's so good and why he gets so much attention in AEW is because, like, they kind of just give him free reign.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that he'll have that same?
He can be looser
thing
with what
in
he says there
WWE?
as well.
I think he can now.
I think, yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah,
just
he's got
thinking
more of a
as I was
scope to
saying
do
it.
that now. Probably not as too heavy, but
If it was 5 years ago, it would have been.
You can't go as well,
Different.
then again, you got Cody Rhodes saying go fuck yourself on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So
Pay-per-view special event, you know what I mean? Like, once in a while, I think is okay. They probably got
Yeah.
like
Only a segment with the final
a
boss.
swear jar. Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, dropping an F-bomb is one thing, but I
Yeah.
think just in terms of like creativity, it's just something different. Like, I think MJF is just a very creative guy. Like, I see all these things.
Yeah.
Like, remember, like when he came out and he was wearing like the jean suit, a lot of people were ripping him, say it was like a cheap Triple H.
Yeah, well, it was kind of like
it's supposed to be a nod to
homage,
that,
yeah,
but
yeah.
like just things like that. Like he's got those deep cuts where he's
absolutely
doing those things. I'm just wondering if you guys reckon that he'd have that same sort of option.
I think he would. I think it's a lot looser now.
in order for him to work in WWE, he'd kind of have to have that freedom.
Absolutely, he can't just come in as your typical black and white pen and paper.
But he would honestly.
He needs to be let loose.
He would honestly, in my opinion, if he came to WWE and they'd done it the right way, he'd be pushing numbers for them, man.
Absolutely. Not in mainstream, because not a lot of people. Mainstream people won't know him. Wrestling fans know who he is.
Yeah.
But he will make it mainstream 100%.
But that's the thing.
He's
as
got
well.
it in him.
That carries. Hopefully, you want that to trickle down, don't you? Because when somebody debuts who casuals don't know and they realize a lot of other people know, now it's like, I need to be paying attention to this guy. And then you start to see, this is the reason why people love him.
It's the
same thing that's happening with Penta right now, I guess.
Definitely, man. But yeah, it's only going to pick up steam. European Tour continues. Maybe I'll make MJF on 2K25.
I think you should. Well, there'll be a creation on there. Probably.
Yeah, somebody will have it online
with his music as well.
So we played it at the weekend.
Oh yeah.
So I downloaded it. We went out for a curry on the weekend, and we came back here and had a quick. We had a triple threat match, didn't we, with Brucey, who was on here a few weeks ago. Who was I? Who did I play as? Roman Reigns,
obviously.
You played as Rhea Ripley.
I didn't want as Rhea Ripley is rated higher than The Rock on there. She's a 96. The Rock is a 95.
Mommy can be whatever she wants, mate.
But that's the reason why I chose her, because she was higher rated.
Yeah, fuck it.
And the other time I was Randy Orton.
And he picked Roman Reigns, bastard.
100%.
Who did Adam pick?
He was The Rock.
Okay.
He's always The Rock.
Of course he is, jabroni.
Great gameplay though, man. But probably the most realistic 2K game I've ever seen. The graphics were insane. Even the marks on their bodies and shit. Like when you go through a 10-minute match, J-Dog, you
start to see the bruises
and all that shit comes up.
Stuff.
I haven't played it in detail yet. I've had 2 matches on the showcase mode, and that's insane.
Yeah, it's
nice.
I think they've done the right thing as well. Like they haven't. I feel like a few years ago they tried to go to simulation, and then some of the controls were getting a bit too complicated.
Yeah,
and I feel like they've kind of taken a step back now and they've simplified it, and that makes it a bit more fun.
That's good.
Yes.
More approachable.
Yes,
but
it's a lot easier to just pick up and play.
They do need to improve some of the face models though. Some of them are good. Some of them are good, but some of them.
I thought The Rock looked great.
It's funny when you go onto the My Creations and you find people have made characters that look better than the ones that they've added to the game. So there's a guy that was doing this, and there was a story around it online. So it's called What the Status, and he makes wrestlers on 2K.
Right.
And he'd kind of mod them in a way where you shouldn't be able to do certain things. Like for example, when The Rock turned up with his People's Champ belt for the first time and had the sort of vest on, he created that wrestler in the game, and he got banned. He actually got banned from playing.
That's a bit extreme, man.
Yeah, so 2K banned him, and then they ended up obviously unbanning him eventually because there was such an online
revolt
against it. Yeah.
Get over it.
He's still doing it a lot now, but funny stuff, man.
I think I see clips of those popping up every now and then where people do. Obviously, we mentioned before about Homelander Cody. You start to see
Blue Cane.
Yeah, Blue Cane.
Cocaine, yeah.
Obviously, the tourist one, the Chris Benoit and stuff like that.
That's a swear word.
Yeah.
But it's a good game, man. It's good gameplay. It looks great. I'll let you boys know about it as I
That's good.
continue my journey.
The only way that I will ever see real sort of groundbreaking progression in that game is when they make the belts look natural when they're being worn.
This is as good a game as a 2K has ever looked.
That's good.
So I would encourage you to check it out.
Show me last Saturday.
I'll show you last Saturday.
Remember when I showed you? I sent the clip into the group, the one where he's like, yeet.
Yeah, I think that's fucking jokes, man.
He even hits it with the hard T as well. It's like yeet.
They had one job, as you said, one job.
Absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah, man, I'll be playing that this week.
Nice, man.
Yeah, let's finish up. What should we go for this week? What do you think is the biggest rivalry there has ever been in UFC?
Oh, this is easy.
Go on.
Do you know? Actually, hold on.
And then we'll do the same for WWE.
I've got 3 off the bat. That
Three? You can only choose one.
Okay.
And why?
Right, I'm going first this week. 'Cause you cunts always take mine.
Go on.
I'm going to say Khabib and Conor.
Khabib and Conor.
Biggest rivalry in UFC.
Ever?
I would say so, yeah.
Reasons why?
Because there was so much fucking bad blood between them. And obviously everything built up. And it was very personal as well. Very personal for Khabib.
Yep.
And then it was just McGregor being a McGregor about it. And, so absolutely. Like, all the shit that went on and all the shit that happened before and afterwards. And
they legit fucking hate each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
They had a really good build for that as well. I remember the whole thing of like when Khabib went up and put his hand on Artem's shoulder, and obviously he was like talking shit to him, and that's the reason why Conor came over and flew through the dolly at the bus. And then that obviously got recorded, and the clips of that were going around, and then there was
Dana White was just like, these guys are fighters.
There was a massive discussion about that. They were like, because they showed that in the promo building up to the fight, because normally the promos these days, they're so short leading up to the fight. This is one, it felt like it was a little bit longer. And I remember the first time when I saw the promo and they showed Conor when he threw the dolly at the bus, and Michael Chiesa's got glass cut and all that stuff.
Mad.
And like people were like, they can't use this. And that was like a big thing.
So that was the first time like an audience had ever seen something like that, I guess. It
was more like a WWE story build.
See, that's when it's at its best, man.
It was very WWE.
Because it was all very unprofessional. It shouldn't have really fucking happened, but it happened, and that's what happened. And
was that like the Salamalinko Malada? Was that when that happened?
That was lead. That was in
one of the presses.
That was one of the pre-press conferences.
Mad.
That was when he announced proper 12.
Proper 12.
Even though proper 12.
Terrible Irish.
Yeah, go on, AJ. Yours.
What was yours?
Mine is gonna be DC versus Jones.
Yeah. Okay.
The old school,
mate.
Old school.
Fucking mad.
It was super personal.
Yeah.
Super personal. They like even now they're kind of like cool but not cool.
I saw a clip of them two speaking on the phone. I think obviously now DC's a pundit. Like he had to have a conversation with Jones on the phone. It was just almost kind of like
that was in the lead up.
Very awkward.
That was actually in the lead up to the Garn fight, I think.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, just even the original clip when you've seen the original clip when they have the fight.
Yes.
The first one.
Yes, you showed it to me.
Yeah, that was big. Like John Jones lost his Nike endorsement. The only UFC fighter to ever get a Nike endorsement lost it.
Oh my god,
lost it for fighting with DC.
But again, that's when it's
up to the thing.
Good. That's when it's good, man. When it's real beef, that's when I love it. That's when it's the best.
They have even the clip as well. If you've seen the clip where they're having the argument on ESPN, right?
Yes.
And then he's like, "Oh yeah, I wish they'd let me in that room. I'll just spit in your face." And he's like, "If you would ever do that to me, I would kill you." And he's like, "You think you can kill me?" And he's like, "I would kill you." And he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna let you kill me, John. I'm just gonna let you kill me."
Yeah, it was fucking sick, the trash talk between them, man.
Mate.
It's so perfect.
Very iconic.
About it.
And throughout all of this, Dana White is just going ka-ching.
Money.
Ka-ching.
What would you go with? And the thing is, I guess even for the time that you've even been watching as well, like there hasn't been anything that's super heated.
Nothing really.
Obviously, I know you know of both of those ones.
Yeah.
What would you choose?
Well, the one I know the most is Khabib and Conor.
Okay. Yeah.
That's one because obviously I was a Conor fan, so I'd watch everything that Conor would do. But even now, ever since I've been watching, there hasn't really been anything majorly personal, apart from maybe Strickland and the DDP. That got a bit personal. But there hasn't been anything that's like so heated that you can feel hatred. It's been very professional so far.
Yeah.
Like they do their promo shit and their normal stuff, but there hasn't been anything that's majorly overly
There's no
heated.
real heated beef.
It's all for the competition.
Right, my WWE one.
Go on.
Best rivalry. You're saying greatest rivalry of all time?
Ever and why? Absolute ever.
Ever and why?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
That is way harder.
Yeah, that's so much harder. Can I just pick my favourite?
Well, yeah.
Not have to explain it.
That's good enough, yeah.
Right. It will probably be fucking Rock and Stone Cold.
Rock and Stone Cold!
Yeah.
The promos
Agreed.
between them, the best.
Agreed. What was that one promo package that they put on? I think it was for WrestleMania 15, the Limp Bizkit one. My way.
Yeah.
Just just beautiful, man.
I feel like as well that's
watching
like
art.
that's like a cheat code as well. The fact of that promo. Like when people say, "Oh, that's the best promo," it's like that's the one that everybody goes to. It's either always that or it's My Sacrifice.
My Sacrifice by Creed.
My Sacrifice of Creed or the Limp Bizkit.
But the thing is, the Creed promo was just about the Attitude Era. It was just an Attitude Era
it wasn't
promo.
About,
but the Rock and the Stone Cold promo was just, the thing is, there was no real substance to that promo. It was just them two in some spots in the ring and just talking shit to each other. But they rose at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
And they were just the biggest boys. Like, they were probably the biggest baby faces at the same time that you could possibly get in the industry. You just couldn't choose between them, could you? And it was just like, this is just a perfect match.
Thank you so much for explaining it for me.
No, you're welcome,
You said it was way much better than I would have said it.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you very much for that.
No, you're welcome.
Go on, AJ.
I was going to go with that, to be honest. I was going to go with that. But if I have to do something different,
do something out of there.
Let's do something different.
Go with the typical Attitude Era, the Attitude Era rivalries.
Yeah, the Attitude Era rivalries were good. Although some of them, when you look back at them, they're a lot more short-lived than they feel like when you were watching them.
Yeah.
Some of them, it's like, oh yeah, that was such a big build, and it's like that was like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
In total, throughout 6 years.
Exactly. Yeah. Summer holidays, basically. I actually did like the Rock and Triple H.
Rock and Triple H.
Yeah.
That was good. That was probably some good long-term storytelling from them.
The Rock and Triple H, they had pretty good heat, and they worked together like really well as well.
They main evented the very first SmackDown.
Oh, really?
It was the Rock against Triple H, and Road Dogg interfered. That's memory from me. Undertaker and Kane is one for me. I quite enjoyed their rivalry. That went on for fucking years.
Oh, when he first broke on the scene of this Bad Blood.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it was it was Hell in a Cell. It was Shawn Michaels against Taker and Kane.
That was that Bad Blood, wasn't it?
That was which is in Your House. Bad Blood was the first. I think that was the first blood match between Stone Cold and Kane. But anyway, I thought that was a good one. But honestly, bro, I think
the Hell in a Cell. Wait, is that not the same? There's one where he debuted. He came and he ripped the door off. It was a cage. Wasn't it?
Door of a cage.
That was Shawn Michaels against Taker. Yeah, 1997. That was the first ever Hell in a Cell match.
Was that in Your House?
That was in Your House. I'm
Interesting.
Sure. Right. Should we Google this? HBK versus Undertaker. Hell in a Cell. Debut. 1997.
Yeah, I always remember because Mick Foley always said that he wanted to do something different because he'd done the second one and he said he couldn't compete with that match.
We were both right, AJ. The pay-per-view was called In Your House, Bad Blood. 1997. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. It was in Your Houses. But mate, I would honestly, rivalry-wise, I'm not just saying this to be biased, but I do think that the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre rivalry that we've just been through was pretty freaking good, man.
Greatest of all time is what you...
I don't think it's greatest of all time.
Okay, do you want to say modern era? We'll say modern era.
Well, look, the Rock and Stone Cold for me is the best.
Yeah.
Like that is my ultimate best because it resonates with me. Yeah. The time we grew up watching it resonated with you. It was just the right time, perfect timing. But I think, modern era, within the last 10 years...
Drew and Punk, yeah.
Drew and Punk was unbelievable. I know it's not quite modern era, but like Cena and Batista, that was a great rivalry. Edge and Undertaker, they had a good rivalry.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
mean, there's been some really good ones, but for me, The Rock and Stone Cold. That's my all-time favorite pick still.
Our two boys at the front right there.
Yep. Can't be matched.
Yeah, probably in terms of modern. Well, it depends what block you'd say modern era, but I completely forgot about Brock and Roman. But the thing is, that went on for so long. That went on for a long time.
10 years ago, we watched them in the main event.
Yeah,
of WrestleMania 31. 10 years ago. And we saw him again in Texas at WrestleMania 38.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been going on for time.
That's what I mean.
But slowly Roman just overtaken. But
just evolved in a different way, yeah.
Good discussion points, boys. Well, that's it from me this week, man. I've got nothing else for you.
No.
So get
nothing
out.
from me.
Get out.
Yeah, let's go.
Leave.
Cheers, boys.
It's time. But episode 25 next week, man.
Yeah, man. Live in 25.
And then we were approaching 30. You boys need to start thinking about what you're going to add to this set.
I've got some ideas.
It's your turn now. It's your turn, boys. It's been a pleasure. Anything else you want to add?
Nothing else from me.
Before we finish up?
No. I think we'll have a little game next week. I'm just thinking I was daydreaming. I thought that was quite a good topic that you brought there. It's also the day after my birthday, next episode. So I will have a
hangover.
I'll see if I can. Maybe
weekday.
not. Hopefully not.
How old are you going to be, AJ?
Too old.
How old are you going to be?
I'm going to be the big 3-4.
Fucking hell. That's mad.
Yeah. I know,
How do you think
it's
it's mad, bro? In 6 years, we're going to be 40.
I'll still be championship age at UFC if I was.
Yeah,
Very true.
That's
I always think
nice way
about
of
that. The
putting it.
age we're at now, it's like we're approaching when footballers begin to retire.
Yep.
Do you
Or
know
have
what?
already.
I actually watched.
Shit.
I watched a good short little doc actually, where basically saying pretty much in all sports,
Yeah.
you're seeing like the age of a lot of people going up. It's because they were talking about this actually in respect to UFC, because you had like a lot of the guys who are champ. It's starting to get a little bit older. It's getting very, very small.
Yeah.
But the guys who are also holding the top 10 spots as well around them, they're also getting older. But then that's causing the issue where it's like you want the young stars,
new blood,
to
push
break
them
in.
through,
Because people talk about it, it's the same thing in basketball. Everyone's saying like, when's it going to be LeBron's last year? But LeBron is still
he's 60.
performing at a high level.
You can
it.
be a baller
outperforming.
for years though, man. Like you look at the people that don't actually play professionally and they're out on fucking courts every day.
It's just investing
true.
in your health, really, isn't it?
You sure you weren't just watching that to make yourself feel better, AJ? Now,
No, I was interested in it. I was interested. Mate, I've got so much good content I could share with you boys, but you never watch it.
well, no, I'm going to stick it over. You never know, mate.
Yeah, you never know. It's like when I put stuff into a
give me a
WhatsApp
try.
group, none of you ever watch it. So
I do watch it. I just don't comment on it immediately.
Yeah, to be fair, I normally do
I'll
watch
watch
it.
it.
I forget to respond.
That's your input to this, Jado. You just send a few videos in the WhatsApp every
But I'm talking
It's always good, man.
long form content.
It's always good. I saw a meme actually this week of there was people in, there's that picture of Monday Night Raw when The Rock's like staring at the ring like shocked, and then behind him there's just Stone Cold waiting for him on the ramp, and there was
Spoilers.
The Rock, people in their 40s, I don't know, people who watched the Attitude Era as The Rock, and then Stone Cold's labelled as your 40s. Like coming up behind you. But yeah, boys,
stun ya.
it's been a pleasure. Subscribe to us on YouTube, subscribe to us on Spotify, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and we'll see you next week.
Peace out.
Goodbye, everybody. We love you.